on my page, Forever Business Owner. So Doctor, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry about all this mess, the Wi-Fi and everything. It happens, right? Okay, so I think we are live as well. And what I would like to do is start without further delay. So I would like to welcome all viewers who are watching us live from wherever you are. I would love to know where you're from. Please put something in the comments so that we know that where you're coming from, and if you are you're enjoying the whole scene what has just happened. Okay, so yeah, my name is Farzana, and this is my business page, Forever Business Owner, where you have logged in. And welcome to this platform conversation over a cup of tea. And today's my wellness expert is Dr. Hanadie. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining.
Thank
okay,
you so
just for those people who would like to know what exactly this platform is about, this platform was created by myself with the intention to give awareness about wellness by making small changes in your everyday life. So that's why I just thought that why not create something like this over a conversation, over a cup of tea with all my experts that comes in to help you understand and make those changes. So I'm going to do a little bit of very small intro about my guest today, and I want to do that because wow, it's like amazing, and I hope you people have actually read what I have shared with you on my business page as well. So just for those who have not read, who is Dr. Hanadie? She is an integrative health and pain management practitioner. She's a keynote speaker, wellness coach, health entrepreneur, doctor of comparative surgery, but she chose to embrace the power of integrative natural therapies, helping clients understand the need for a well-balanced lifestyle to optimize their overall health. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Doctor. Lot to think about. Whatever I've read, half of it is like, I would like you to tell me, what is that you do, Doctor? What is the difference between the comparative surgery, Doctor of Comparative Surgery, and integrative health pain management practitioner? What is this? Give me a link somewhere, please. I would like again, excited to have you over, and over to you now.
Okay, thank you so much, Farzana. Thank you so much for having me on your wonderful page, sharing the wellness and health support for those who are looking and who dare to change. Embracing the good days, the wellness day that we passed and we still saw through COVID, through the last 2 years, and all those strong people who stand and support everyone around the globe to rise up the positivity,
Yes,
and bring everything up and make the life much easier for everyone.
for each other.
My name is Dr. Hanadie,
Okay.
Iraqi origin,
Okay.
living in Dubai for the last 20 years,
Wow.
and starting my humble journey as a little sick child,
Oh,
climbing up, climbing
really?
up the medical world in a weird way, because I fell in love with those who support me when I was in my sickness days.
Okay.
So it starts like a comparative medicine. For those who don't know or who never hear about it, it's the new name, of what they've been called as the experimental medicine. So anything before we will be applied on any human or any creature, have to be tested and prepared and retested and approved before to apply to any human to assure the safety for their health and wellness.
Okay.
So it's a mixed field. So we have to study the beginning, animal medicine and food medicine, food hygiene, nutrition, and then parts of the human medicine, because we are the ones who design everything before it's tested.
Okay.
Merging it into orthopedic surgery, and that was my highly specialized.
You know, you surprised me when I was talking to you about this, and like now I know you're a surgeon, you're a veterinarian, but you went into holistic.
Yeah, so it's like the beginning of the animal medicine was just the blink, and then I was like, overall to getting into human experimental medicine, and I was on the orthopedic surgery.
Right.
It means bone surgery for those who never hear about it. I was specialized in spine and limb injuries, and specify my detailed that field is the biodegradable substitutes.
Right.
So
right.
those who have bone injuries or bone loss, I was one of those who work on preparing the grafts to substitute those losses with something natural, so the body will not reject it. And then shifting that into academic work, because I was an assistant professor in different University of Baghdad, and then I work a part of my life in Jordan, in Amman as a lecturer, and then in Yemen University, in Sana'a and Damar University. So I was in between always the three parts of medicine, human medicine.
Now in Dubai.
Yeah, in hygiene. And here, things changed.
In Dubai, what are you doing?
In Dubai, I end up being part of the team in IRODA, and those who never hear about it, it's the Environmental Department of Wildlife and Environmental Organization. It's the base in Abu Dhabi. So I was part of the research and working team there. Again, it's part of the human hygiene, the nutrition, all the products have to pass through us before it's ready to be consumed by humans.
Right.
And then things changed. I shifted to Dubai, and my life changed as I established my family.
Right.
And I got a huge accident. At that point, it was the turning point that I have to do something. Sitting without a job is not my option. Yes. I never been like that. And those who helped me to overcome that accident, the physios, the natural therapists, the holistic therapists, those who use the natural means, that was my main belief in help the humans or any creature. So starting the journey again, they asked me to refresh my certificates, and I did. So I fulfilled the last 10 years to restudy everything back again, but this time all natural.
With a different perspective.
In a different point of view, that to add on those missing parts that I used to not to practice as a surgeon or as a researcher. And I found that the human body is a vast universe, something like you never get enough from reading and studying and applying what you learn, and improving yourself.
Yes. So that's what we are going to talk about today.
Yes.
I'm so excited about it. So all those knowing, so for the viewers, when I met Doctor, the person I saw and the person I was talking to, I think she was the most positive human being I have met. And that's how we talked about our discussion for today. The topic was actually built on that. Am I right? Remember how we were, I was like, whoa, how did you do that? It's amazing. So, coming back to the topic, I mean, I now understand that you were a surgeon, but you took the holistic approach because you felt between the allopath and homeopath or a holistic, there was something missing. And that's where you tapped into, right? But it was all with your different experiences and whatnot. Whatever you just said, you had an accident, then, there were a lot of things that you came up with and you understood through your own experience. Now, when I'm looking at you, I want your perspective on positivity. Is there a word, positivity? What is it?
Yeah, just before we start,
Okay,
just a quick health
please, please.
Just a quick health disclaimer for those who are listening and who are going to see the video.
That's perfect. Yeah, please.
That the content of this talk is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You're encouraged to consult your doctor with regards to the information provided here and to review the information with your professional healthcare provider. It is what I like to start any talk with, because I like to encourage people, inspire people, help people to improve, but do not just take it as it is. That's the spark. That's the spark. This talk is one of these sparks that will start the change for everyone.
Yes.
So let's start it.
Part now. Over to you. What is positivity for you? Because I think going through all those experiences, I'm sure your take on positivity is totally different from me. So I want to know, what is that for you?
Yeah. So the whole topic started when the last few weeks I start to see it and hear it from people, and I met you, is that some people, they dislike this word, positivity. Some start to be annoyed by it.
Okay.
And others will say, I tried, it never worked. And they give up. And it was kind of mixed things around. I said, okay, that's a good point. And when you mention it, we decide to take it as a topic.
Yes.
So in general, what's the meaning of the positive word itself? It's just a word, or the state of being positive. It means have an optimistic attitude, the presence of material, situation, feature, being productive, helpful, cheerful. All these words represent positivity. Okay. But again, as one of these words, which is like overspread the social media, overspread everywhere, people start to become confused about it.
Okay.
Oversaturated.
All right.
And when I sit with it, by the end of the day, and it was what the words of one of my mentors, it's just a word. And the words are words, just words, until we give them a meaning.
That is amazing. Can you please?
The words are just words till we give them their meanings.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
So this word, positivity, and now I said, yeah, that's right. And by the way, these words from my mentor helped me to overcome those blue days, challenges, whatever. At the beginning, I didn't know how to explain it, but now I understand how it works, and how can I help others to do it.
Right, right.
So the positive word depends on where we are going to use these words. It will hold different meanings.
Oh,
as an example.
Okay.
We can call it good or bad, or desirable or not undesirable positivity.
Interesting.
So if you hear about, the good positivity, fine. If your teacher will tell you, you get A positive, wow, that means over 95. Or if you get positives on your career checklist. So these positives are add-on, are bonuses from your employee, from your company, from your colleagues that you're on the pathway.
Yes.
If you have an illness and suddenly you get the checks or the positive that you're ready to move back to your normal life, that's the positive.
Yeah.
And for those who are sitting at home, and when she cooks and everyone eats and they said, yes, that's a positive.
That's an amazing one. Yes. So we hardly get that, don't we?
Yeah. And you will feel happy. And sometimes these words are not spoken. Yes. We just watch the behavior And from there, we understand the meaning of the word positivity.
Right.
On the other hand, we have the bad. I don't tend to use the bad. I will tend to use the undesirable.
Undesirable.
Positivity.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So those who have experienced symptoms of pain or aches, and they got to the doctor or to the lab test, and boom, they are positive for something, positive for illness. And usually it's a shock. Usually it's a kind of mixed fears, worries, confusions. And you can name it, any kind of disease, from simple migraine that they said, okay, you have migraine, you have blockage in one of your arteries. That's a positive.
Oh, you would take it as positive?
Yeah, so that's positive means the presence of the condition.
Okay.
Not the attitude.
Okay. Yes, the word.
Not the attitude. Gaining new responsibility. So you're going to your work, you find your boss, congratulations, we upgrade your job, and you will be responsible about this and this and this. In one hand, you're so happy.
Yeah.
In the other hand, I have all these things.
Okay.
And if I fail, I might lose this job. That's another one. For the students, again, yes, they pass the year, and then yes, you have the positive, but next year you will have this and this and this. It's an add-on. It's a positive add-on responsibility that they have to face and work on.
Right.
So it's just to separate the concept of the word itself, because that confusion between the meaning of these words left the people frustrated and not want to hear it anymore.
Right.
I faced clients that said, don't start. So I said, what? Don't start the P word. So it's the positivity word.
So should we say positivity is directly connected to your attitude?
Part of it, yes. And I will go this for the next.
Okay, perfect. So we talked about what positivity is for you. We talked about there are two different types of positivity, good and bad, and you gave some really general but good explanation why good and bad and how it would react to us. Now, the question we have been waiting for, the answer, in fact, which the whole audience wants to know. And you know the question I'm going to ask you, right? So is it genetics? We can call it hereditary. Is it learned? Or we can call it acquired? Or is it spreadable? We can call it infectious. What do you think? Or is it too many questions in one question?
Well, let's start with the name of the topic itself.
Let's do that.
Why we pick it as a genetic positivity.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that was the first thing that I kept hearing again and again.
Right.
Yeah, you're born like this in a positive status, and you will keep it.
Right.
I have a different background, so do not compare yourself with me. That's the genetics. So it means you get it from your parents or your family.
Okay.
So those kids who born and grow in between, let's say, balanced families, will face less negative attitude or negative behaviors rather than those who grow or born for different kind of families. Can we generalize it? No. So part of it is that these kids born and rise in that specific part of the world, or with these specific kind of people, with that kind of environment. So they learn it simply. Yes, it is embedded in the genes because, again, we get the genes transmitted transforming all the information from both parents.
Right.
And the child can, when they born, till now, they record over than 400 skills that the child will born with in skills, not immunity, not genetic changes, skills. It means that the body can identify, react for specific things. And you can hear it from the research, the mothers who listen to music or
Yes.
listen to nice sounds. The child, the newborn children will be calmer, quieter, they can listen well, and they
Okay.
grow in a balanced way that even the usual illness of children will affect them less. So that's part of the genetic.
Okay. So just to clarify on my end as well. So if a mother, she knows she is going to have a baby, it's good to have certain things. For example, you talked about music, to bring in that in the life of the fetus, because that could be one way of bringing in some good positivity from day one.
Yes. So what affect her DNA
Okay.
goes to the child DNA.
Exchange. Oh my God, this is
Yes.
interesting. Very
And
interesting.
not only the mother, the father. If the father have a stress during the days that the
During
conceiving
the
may
pregnancy,
happen, or
right?
even a few months, sometimes it's stored. These things, these DNA are like kind of protection mechanism.
Okay.
Part of his DNA, it's half of his part for the child. And this child will born with specific things that the mother never experienced, but the father experienced.
This is amazing. I've never
Yeah.
heard of this. This is interesting. So, can we learn or acquire it?
Okay. Yeah, I will jump to the contagious
Oh,
or the
no,
infectious first, and then I will go to the
I'll
rest.
give you that. Please. Yes,
So to
take your
be
pick.
contagious or infectious or spreadable, like a disease, yes, it can.
I
I
am
mean, go
so blown
back to
away
your
after I
go
met
back to your school days, and
you. Yes.
one day the teacher will say, "You have a quiz," and suddenly something happened, and the teacher canceled the quiz. What will
Mm.
happen? A
Oh,
fiesta in the
in the
classroom.
room.
Yeah. Or you're expecting something heavy to come, like
Difficult one.
difficult days are coming, and suddenly you get a support, and those who stand near to you, don't worry, and they work with you
Mhm.
to ease things, and those struggle or strange days will pass easily, and you will see that okay, it goes fine, and you will
Mhm.
cheered up, and you will have this positive experience. So it can be a contagious. Some
Okay.
people will use it and it's really successful for them. They will literally take the attitude of their environment and learn it, and take it like an infection, take it like a disease. And
Okay.
the more they practice it without knowing why, they get
Mhm.
better and better and better. And if you
So
ask
practice.
them, they said, we
Hmm.
don't know why we're so happy when we are between these people.
Mm, mm,
You
mm.
will probably have that specific friend or relative that you're ready to spend the rest of your life with them.
Yes. And you're one of them, my dear. Very good
Thank you
friend.
so much.
Very positive. Yes. So,
So
so
this is
let
when
me.
it's like contagious, and the contagious one or the spreadable one is the most important part of surviving
Okay.
any disaster, and you can go all around the globe. This is what keeps people alive in the hard days.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
So, and it's not always needs big group. It's
Right.
one spark sometimes can affect the whole group and keep it up till they overcome that kind of situation.
Okay. So, if I may add to it, so when you want to, if you see infectious or spreadable positivity, it could come from your environment, from the people you are surrounded with. So
Yes.
mainly when we say you are known by the company you keep, is that what it means? Because
Yes.
if I'm keeping the wrong company, and if I'm always with the negative people, that won't help us, right? But
For one, yeah, for the what reason? Because anytime you will try to rise up or
right,
improve, if you have a positive environment, positive school, positive friend, positive boss, work,
yes.
partner, family, anyone, they
Hmm.
will push you up. But
will
if
push
you
you.
have the non-supporting or the negative, they will push you down till this
Right.
spark, uh,
Is
like, yeah, it might stop, it might
okay.
disappear,
Okay.
and it might close itself till waiting for the correct or the perfect moment. And then it will shine again.
It will change. But you think it will still be there because that person has that thing which it wants to do. But
Many
it's just the
things, yeah.
environmental factor which pushes it down for a little while till that sparks again. Is that what we are looking at, we are thinking about?
Yeah, so the environment can actually improve and rise that,
Okay.
or can actually diminish it and close it and kill it. Yeah.
Okay.
But by
Wow.
the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
our choice.
It's there you go. Those are the words, isn't it?
Yeah. By the
What
end of the day, it's our
choice,
choice.
what we
So, yeah.
want.
And I've been like, I've been through personal experiences and professional experience with clients who have the weirdest kind of environments, yet they
Okay.
made it.
Oh yeah.
They reach, and they change the people around them.
That is very interesting. You want to share anything in that so that people
Let
can
me,
understand
yeah,
what it means?
yeah, because that will lead us to the learned part,
Okay.
or the acquired one.
Right,
Is
but
that
okay.
yeah? So
Okay.
those people who have a compressing,
Yes.
a negative surrounding, no matter what. Maybe the mother is negative, maybe the father,
Mm.
maybe the whole house, one of the siblings, the neighbors,
Mm-mm.
maybe the society around them, all the society, the city itself.
Yes.
Sometimes it's the nature of the population in that specific part of the world.
Mm.
And continue on that work, friends, school, and even sometimes it's non-human factors like the environment.
Oh yeah.
Some,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some people can be easily discouraged by hot or cold.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I,
no, I'm not in the
I'm
mood
one
to
of
do
them.
it.
I don't like rain a lot. Don't
Yeah,
kill me for that. But yeah, when it's
yeah.
raining, I
So
get really depressed.
so at that point, the learned or the acquired part of positivity is the next. And actually, it's the solution for everything.
Oh,
So
please
even
talk
if you don't have the genetics, you
Yes.
think you don't have the genetics,
Okay.
or you think your environment is not supporting you, well,
Uh-huh.
you can learn it.
Yes.
You can
Okay.
learn it.
You can
So it's
learn
a
it.
skill.
It's okay.
You
Okay.
can be trained to
Mhm.
understand and practice how to be
Mm.
positive, not just to like, yeah, I will stay in this positivity field or zone. No, you will be the positive, the real one, without speaking it. You will practice it.
Okay. So yeah, so let's just for a second, if we think about a person who is in an environment where he or she is always surrounded by negativity. Of course, after some time, she or he will become negative.
Yes.
What would that person do in that situation? He or she doesn't want to be negative, but the environment is such inside, outside, happening around that person. What would she do or he do?
Can I give an example?
Please. It's easier because then we can relate to that situation as well, right?
An
So,
example with a print out something is okay.
oh, that's perfectly fine.
Can you see this book? Women Who Inspire.
Yes.
You have
I
one.
have one and I was going to talk about it. Yes.
That starts with one of those moments
Okay.
that everything is collapsing. I
Mm-mm.
think shows like, as any spark of cheerful days,
Mm-mm.
that book comes, and I was like, part of this journey to be a co-writer, a co-author with all these magnificent ladies to
Mm-hmm.
tell my story after a paralysis. waking up paralyzed.
And when was that?
2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In 1 week, it will be exactly 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
when you open your eyes, you cannot move half of your body and you don't know what's going on, no matter what your degrees are.
Yes.
And you will see the fear and the negative emotions around you, even the hospital, because they didn't know what's going on.
Okay. Yeah.
At that point, you can practice the skills that you learn of positivity.
Yes, everything then boils down to your attitude towards how you're going to react.
If that incident happens few years behind, my response will be completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've learned and acquired.
I learned and acquired the last 10 years.
Okay.
Great lessons from great teachers from all around the world, that globe.
Right. So
that I do it now for myself and then spread it for others. So that specific incident, like, you know, when I keep looking at it, I said, I will never do it 10 years ago. Who knows?
Wow.
But it's like, you know, when I was checking, how did I pass it? It's those skills that I learned, tiny little things build up to reach to that moment, the moment of truth. And you're like, you know, you're waiting for the doctor to tell you that you will spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair. And that's it.
Wow. Yes.
And I never did. I'm walking back again on my own feet. So it starts with the skill. So I was practicing, and then the result comes.
Right.
And for that reason, if you were going back to your question, is it genetic learned or contagious? Or no, it's all.
Yes.
Positivity comes in different shapes and different forms and comes from different origins. So those who have no genes, they will have the environment. They will have the skills. There is always something will bring that positivity back.
Right.
And they can rise again, no matter where they are, in which deep bottom they are sinking. They can go up.
Amazing. So the answer has been debunked. Yes. Yes. But you can acquire it because we all are born with positivity. Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So no word positivity. Is it real?
Yes. Yes and no.
Let's talk no first, because I want the positivity to come out later. Let's say why no?
Some people need to express the words.
Okay.
Need to talk.
Okay.
And usually those people are the most like, you know, auditory. They need to listen. They need to talk. They need to practice this skill. The word itself can shift them. And usually you will hear about this, oh, you're so sensitive. I didn't say anything, but those people are like, the words are the key to reach them. So just mention positivity for them. Yes, 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 I can do it. And they have no clue about it.
Okay.
Those people, when positivity is real for them as a word, and they take it from there. Others, no, it's not this. Other people, the visual people, the kinesthetic, the people who need to feel it from deep in, to be in the experience. No matter how many times you repeat the word, it means nothing for them. They need to feel it. They need to practice it. They need to be in it. And then they said yes. So can we practice non-word positivity? Yes. Is it real? Yes.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? Okay, we
No,
call it first.
It's like I've never heard something very unusual. This is really interesting.
You're just shooting the question.
I know. I'm like, whoa! I'm just so excited to know all these things today.
So what we call it is the non-word. I like to call it like this. So if somebody said, okay, this is not in what I
Yeah, but
learned.
it's your
So
version
what
of
I'm speaking in
yes.
this talk is what we call it, the elixir, the juice of my experience. It's all my own personal experience,
Okay.
professional and human
And
experience.
okay, all right.
So I like to call it practical positivity. These are the non-verbal positivity forms.
Okay.
And they must include environmental, physical, and emotional or mental parts.
Okay. So
Even for those who said, no, it's one, if I
Mm.
fix my environment, everything, no. And
No.
if they go deep in it, they will find there is always an environmental effect and a physical effect on their physical body and an emotional effect. Now, my field more in the physical part as a pain expert.
Yes.
So I chose that because this is the field that I start with. I need to see, touch, be in this experience.
Right.
So at this point, I have the courage to dissect someone, implant something, suture, and wait for it to heal.
Right.
So
Right.
what we read it in the books, we practice it on life.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
those who are named as lifestyle coaches, NLP practitioners, hypnotherapists, although I'm one of the hypnotherapists,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I tend to go more on the physical part of the body because I like it this way.
Right.
I'm
That's
more
great.
in it this way. And I believe that the biology of a human or any creature starts with the DNA of itself.
Makes
Because
sense.
this DNA, if it's still a zygote, just a little tiny embryo, which emotions can I affect this cell? Yes or no, but I might change the physical appearance of this cell by putting this cell in a block. So I will surround it, and that will modify the cell shape. I will change the surrounding around the physical surrounding. So I chose the physical part of it, although it is the start point of my work and my life, my personal life. I will start with the physical,
Right.
waiting till I can change the environmental, and then the mental.
Right. So, what I would ask you now, you being a doctor and you being a practitioner, you can do all these things.
Yes.
I understand because you are trained for that, or you have trained yourself for that. Would you be able to give myself and my viewers some practical tips for healthy, positivity? Because I look around today, of course, the COVID situation, there a lot of loss of jobs, other situations that is happening around us. We all need something to hold on to, not only hope, but it's beyond hope. We want to be happy around whatever we have. So would you have any tips for us so that we start, practicing on those tips and get into that mode of positivity?
Yes, indeed. and that's the whole thing about this talk, because it took me a while, actually years, to simplify the scientific language for those people that have different backgrounds, different environments, different understanding. That was the whole thing, is make it simple so they can follow. Make it simple so they can practice. And they don't have to bother to go. My job is to go for the scientific approval for it. My job is to go to find the actual effect of it on a specific cell. But for them, I will handle them the steps, and they are ready to go.
Thank you.
So no matter where are you in this globe, no matter what's your position, what's your age, what's your gender, doesn't matter.
Okay.
No matter what's your occupation, if you're just a primary school student, a stay-at-home mom, a homeschooler mom,
That's you.
And yeah, a high school student, a worker, like, a housekeeper that you have at your home,
Mhm,
a husband or an employee outside working, a
mhm,
boss. So you
mhm,
can
mhm.
go up and up, up and up, no matter what. These
Okay,
tips can be applied for everyone.
okay, please.
And you only have to take them, modify them for what your situation is.
Question. Okay,
You
that
might,
sounds,
yeah,
yeah.
you might take few and
Mm,
start with, and you can,
mm.
and then you can continue to finish.
Okay.
These are only tips for the today's talk. It's more than this, but
Of
it's the
course, no.
spark. Yeah,
See, the
it's the
thing is,
spark
I
that everybody can start with.
exactly. It's for those people who have joined us to understand positivity because there were certain questions that were asked, and I said, it will be nice to know where to start from. Some tips. So please.
It's a lot, not some. I will give the tips
Yes,
one by one
fine.
until we revise. So
Thank you.
first, the most first thing, check
Yes.
yourself.
Okay.
Check yourself
All right.
now. Not I, because that's the number one that I use. I used to be this, and this 10
Oh,
years ago. I never experienced that before. I never had that in my life. I will hear it. So at that point, I have to say, wait, now.
right.
What's going on now in your life? And if
Okay.
not now, when?
Very
If
nice.
not now, when? I
Brilliant.
keep telling people that this experience of the COVID is the most challenging one, but it's a disciplined experience.
Yes.
Some people needed to be disciplined
Oh my God.
and
Yes.
wake up to see that there is much more in the life can be done,
Mm-hmm.
and to stop the complaining. So they start to look from within,
Yes.
start to look what exactly you have,
Okay.
what's your resources.
All right.
Let's say that the resources that you have, okay, not a very perfect environment, not a very perfect genes, but you have some skills.
Mm.
Nobody in this globe or in the universe have zero skills.
Right.
Each one of us is unique. Each one of us is a perfect creature, that we have specific things that we can take. Yes, I can do this. Sometimes we are not aware.
Mm-hmm.
So people will tell us, you have this. Oh, really? I never noticed. So it's like, yes, this is the start point that I want.
Okay.
Are these resources what I'm looking for to improve? It's the start point.
Okay.
It's just the start point, okay?
Just checking yourself.
Yeah. With these
Okay.
resources, check yourself also. What are you consuming? What are you using every day? It's not about eat and drink.
Huh. What
It's
is
about what to consume. It's what you, I like to use it the Japanese way. It's what you digest and absorb. So it's not the food that you digest, it's also the information. It's also
um
the
so
pictures, the
of course,
news, the
right?
movies, the series, the books,
Yes.
the
Yes.
words that you listen. You let someone to tell you this, and you
Mm.
start a big gossip with the neighbors. And this gossip, by the end
That's
of the
what is
day, oh, well, she did that. It's always there in
yes.
any environment.
Yes.
Even before, I saw it in between 3 and 4 years old kids. The art of gossip.
Oh my God. So yeah, stay away from that.
So, so it's like watching out what's going on, what I'm looking for, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, what I'm using.
Okay.
And again, by the end of the day, I need to look for or remove, clear all the chemical, physical, emotional toxins.
Okay.
So as we said, that the environmental mostly are the chemicals.
Yes.
Physical is what enters our body from food and
Okay.
drinks, and the emotional what we are exposed from everywhere, even from internal part of our brain. When
Right.
your brain discourages you,
So
no, don't do it.
yeah, exactly. Some people say, oh, it's good because it's your how would we say it? It's just taking care of you by not taking the step forward where you can get hurt.
Yes,
Is
the
it? Is it?
protection.
No. It's like
We
yeah.
will explain it
I don't know.
further. I need to explain more things.
Yeah, please
And
do.
so after checking, like, what's going on, what am you consuming, pick one thing to change.
That's a
Just
very
one.
good. Very nice. Pick only one. Okay.
And even if it's a negative or a positive, pick
Mhm.
only one. If you want to change negative or you want to improve a positive, just one.
This is again very good. Change negative or improve positive.
So changing the negative or at least surviving the negative challenge. So
Right.
that's a positive, that's a success, that this negative experience didn't let you collapse. It was clear in my, in my situation when I was in the bed, not capable to move. It's only my arms and I can breathe, alhamdulillah. But that was the start point. Yeah, everything is negative, but I have specific positive things. So let me survive this part of my life and everything will follow.
Right.
Sometimes the freezing part of life is a kind of a positivity because you're not creating more damage. You're not creating more anger around you. Sometimes we need to wait for the storm to pass, and then we can rise our heads.
So could you give us an idea, just a small, like, are we looking at, say, I don't know, should we, if you have any example?
Yeah, so it is like, you face it, you can face it every day from a personal perspective to a general thing. Some simple thing that nowadays you will hear the kids are playing in the corridors of the building, and maybe this is your relaxing, or you have a meeting and the noise keep coming. You have two options.
Yes.
Go and shush them out. That might create
more.
that might create a negative experience with the neighbors and a negative experience on the kids, and also it will leave you unpleasant with yourself.
Yes, you do feel bad about that.
Another thing that you come and you're trying to cook something and you don't have any grocery, so you will start a fight. Why didn't you do it? Or you come and you the students specifically, they have exam, they didn't study, and boom, they will have in 12 hours a final exam.
Right.
So it's like sometimes it's just, okay, sit, finish the exam no matter what, and we can work later. So that freeze point, instead of start to fight with that student and argue and punish,
it won't get you anywhere.
You do it. Sometimes the failure itself is a good experience, is a positive, because at that point we know our tiny little points that we are weak in or we need support in.
Okay.
So let the experience be as it is, whether negative, freeze, or positive, but you have to pick only one. So you can work on it, sort it out, and then next.
Right. That's perfect. Yeah.
And then look at this point. Is that change that you're going to do is harmful or useful? So some people say, yeah, will be a positive, but they are causing more damage, because that was one of these, what we call them, toxic positivity. It's what we call it, to be selfish. So they will do it no matter what. They ignoring everything around them, and they might actually be useful for them, but harmful for others.
Right. So you have to be mindful.
Mindful about it. Just be sure, is that step is going to be useful first for you, useful or harmful? Cleared? It's useful. Then look around you. Is it going to be useful or harmful for others? Others means starting from your tiny little family and ending up with your location in your job
Okay.
or position in the community.
Okay. So what I'm hearing from you is everybody can do it.
Yes.
If you are in a situation where you need some positivity, look around, pick one which is actually bothering you and see where it lies. Is it a negative change that needs to be changed because it's more negative towards yourself and the environment, or work on improving the one which is already going better
Yes.
for you as a family or whatever the situation is. Awesome. So okay, so you have given us a very, it's loads of information. Lots of information, and I'm sure there will be a lot of questions. I'm going to check that now, but before that, are there any resources you would recommend for the audience where they can actually pull out something, maybe something that would help with their situation right now?
Yeah,
Since
that will be,
maybe, yeah. So just put it in the comment in section if you have something.
yeah.
And, because the whole idea is that our audience leave with something which is which is more helpful for them after we are done today, and they can actually figure out if somebody is going through certain situation, because like I know I go negative like this, so maybe my genes are not good.
No, I'm heading that now. You're just
Please,
touching.
let's talk about that.
Yeah, so
I always,
away from useful or harmful. Once you sorted these, now look
yeah.
at it. Do not look at or avoid if I'm not going to change because I don't like to bother someone. I don't like to change because somebody will be upset.
Okay.
Or she's gonna dislike it. Or what people will say.
Right.
These are not useful or harmful. These are the core of the negativity.
Oh, interesting. Now this
So it's like pick your word.
big.
Useful or harmful only. So these, like what they will say. I don't care what they will say. It's your life.
It's my life.
Yes.
Oh, you're right.
You
You're
can
so
do
right.
something else. You can hide it till you do it, till you master it, and then you can show it to respect the others.
Respect. It's important for sure.
Yeah. And do not damage any further with anybody around you. But do not let these words bother, upset. It's like, what if? These are the ones who keep people stuck. What's your positive? And you ask about what's the positive resources. Well, look at your strengths, talents, your skills, your health itself. Not all
Right.
people are having like a very, very low health status. Your job, your money, your family. If you have one of these resources, you're good to go. One, only one.
Yes.
And are they enough? Are these resources? And if you feel that you have most of them, so you're good to go. If not, you can look for extra skills, advisor, mentor, training, support resources. Online resources are available now. It was harder 20 years ago when we have to dig in the dusty books.
Yes.
But the pleasure of finding one sentence to shift your whole work, that was the victory. Now it's much easier, although we have to look in depth for the resources that we are using. Lots of misleading resources, lots of mixed resources. So we have to be really sure about them. So it's like the conclusion of this step is that find the resources, check yourself, adjust yourself, reach your destination, and repeat.
And repeat.
Yes. So once you finish one, do not say, that's it. No, because the life have lots of adventures that you will be part of.
Definitely. Definitely.
And the last practical things that we all can boil it in one thing. What actually is going on with the positivity word about genetic or non-genetic? It's all about the brain safe mode. what our bodies and brains trying to tell us. I want to be in the safe mode, in the survival mode.
Yes.
And be staying positive, as what people say. Yeah, I will stay in this and it's fun. They speak the words, but they are not practicing. This is what we call the toxic positivity. They are unstable, it's temporary. They are not moving, they are just talking, but deep inside, there will be a more damage. And they can easily, like,
Go down.
collapse and shut down in any tiny little event happen in their life. But the being positive or the healthy positivity, it's stable because you accept your resources, you work them out, you grounding and rooting yourself to, I have this thing and I will work on it. This will lead to the safe mode of the brain.
Right. So you should know.
Before this brain will shut itself down and say, no, I'm going to give up.
Okay.
So, yeah. And these will lead us for the physical part. And it's the last part of this talk is that how can I achieve a physical positivity?
Okay.
Away from the steps that we did or the map, some physical steps are a must, at least in my point of view.
Yes. Yes.
from an experienced professional physical expert. Let's say I'm not like, and I'm still learning.
Yes.
But this is what I'm practicing. I encourage my clients to practice. I encourage my family and everyone around me to do. This is what I did for myself to reach and what I saw others do to reach. And by the way, lots of these positivity things, I learned them purposely or unpurposely. And I caught myself doing that when I grow up now. And I said, okay, I was watching this and that person, sometimes a tiny little movie or a cartoon, but there is something attached the child's brain to that safe mode. And they decided, I will be like this. It is the safe mode of the brain.
Yes, agreed. Very nice. So
3 things that the brain needs to reach the safety mode. And luckily, I learned it from the neuroscience courses with one of the best fitness leaders in the GCC, the Body Hack Company. I appreciate their working and studying with them because they were the ones who reconnect the science with the holistic ancient therapies that I was studying the last 10 years. So taking the brain itself, look at it as our computer or our master part of our body.
Right.
This part of the body needs oxygen, nutrition, activation.
Right.
3 things to make the safe mode. So oxygen, the breathing, nutrition, the gut and diet,
right,
and the activation through sunlight, exercise, and mental health.
And mental health, yes, yes.
It has to be all. Okay. And there is no better than for the breathing is the fresh air, beach walk. Do not surround yourself with smokers. If you're a smoker, stop smoking. Limit the perfumes and the chemicals around you and substitute them with natural substitute or less harmful substitute.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Switch or change the chemicals that you use them every day, the household chemicals. Tons and tons of companies now, providing lots of products that luckily we can use. And awareness is a vast now around the dangers of these chemicals. So it's a good point to at least clear that body from these things to let that brain thrive and survive.
Yes, okay.
Gut health and clean nutrition, look at your drinks. If you're going to do a detox, watch out what's going on outside. Using natural fermented food or probiotic, using the supplementation, be careful with, do not take anything on just because someone take it. Yes. You have to go for a specific field, for specific people to be guided. If I need it, if I'm not. And the social nutrition, this is the big part. If you never hear about this word, well, I coined it.
I,
I couldn't. I just made it.
it
It's not.
it
I didn't.
confuses me now.
It is the way that I like to express when
Okay.
people are dieting.
Yes.
They literally isolate themselves from the universe.
Yes.
I'm in a diet. I'm not gonna sit with you. They will reject this and that.
Right.
So having a good social nutrition, learn how to eat and practice your life, your choice outside, and be part of the community. At
Okay.
that point, you're not going to be surrounded by negative
Okay.
comments,
Yes.
and they will say, "No, she or he is freaked out, and he will never eat this or that." So trying to find the balance in that kind of nutrition,
Okay.
and people will learn.
Okay. Yeah.
um, Movement, sun, and sleep. This is the activation part of the brain. So I don't tend to call it an exercise.
Yeah. I was thinking, where did the exercise go? Yeah.
Well, if you're a rehab trainer like me, you can't do it.
Can't do
Because
it.
if you teaching people how to move back is a big core of my work.
Right.
And this is how I actually overcome the paralysis. I taught my clients for years and years, and then myself, how to move back again. I
Mm.
literally learned how to stand and walk just like a little baby again.
Yeah. So you are saying, and this is where you can find all the information. Can you see this?
Yeah. And this is part of the story. The next is
Part of
coming.
the story. My
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
This
It's
is, yeah, that's
yeah.
it.
That's better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't see with my. Thank you
Yeah.
so
It's actually, it's actually when MENA speakers and the expert market push it out of me, write it down, and they give me few hours to finish it.
Yeah.
Finish
So,
my chapter, at least.
I mean, whoever wants to know more about this book, just put it up in the comment because then
Yeah.
you can, Dr. Hanadie, you can actually let them know where they can buy it from
Yeah.
because it's an amazing book. Lots of inspiring women on it and why and what inspired them. That's the whole idea of today's talk, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So, in the end, is there anything we are missing out or we did not touch base on?
Yeah, it's just after the activation of the brain, track your emotions and your
Okay.
overall consumptions, your lifestyle. And because you will become what you consume, you will
We
become
hear
what you
that a
consume.
lot. We
Yeah,
hear that a lot now because I think that's what the nutrition part comes in, and that's why when you said about the brain activation, that is the I would say would it be the core thing to do? Start
yes.
from there and then move forward, right?
Yeah, so
Because
it's, yeah, feed that brain with the correct amount of nutrients. And then when it comes to the emotions, be aware of what's going on.
and
When
usually
you're in the nutrition part or in the wellness
yes,
part of the
yes,
profession, you will see it over and over that the client is doing perfectly. They
yes,
are mastering everything, but at night they start to flip the social media. Why this body is not like mine? Why this shape is not like mine?
wow,
And the
okay,
illusion of cosmetic surgeries, the illusion of the
yes,
Photoshop, the
that's
illusion of the dysmorphic picture of ourselves.
okay,
That
awesome.
it is okay to be to look
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
and
not,
optimize
yeah,
your
exactly.
overall experience, but
Yes,
the overconsumption of these materials will ruin everything. Again,
yes,
recheck, adjust, reach, and repeat. It's the
yes.
same.
That's the right one. Wow. It was so insightful. My goodness. I'm very sure my audience, our viewers have learned a lot today. And I personally, I'm, wow, I'm inspired by you anyways. And today the talk has been just amazing. I am not too sure if there are any, there's just a comment which came from Amreen Jaffer. She says, that's inspiring and never to give up. And that's so true. That's why you are here, because when I met you and I heard about your story, I was so inspired. So that's what is needed. Stay positive, right?
Yes.
So if I want to, and what I'm going to, what I'm saying is that if I want to put everything in a nutshell, what you have actually talked about, um, And if I have to, say, or my takeaway, I would say to everybody here that you you won't be able to undo years of pessimism. Am I right? And the negative thoughts that has been brewing in your mind overnight. It is not going to happen overnight. But the same practice you can learn to approach things with more positive outlook. So when you said these sentences, I'd asked you to repeat it. I really liked it. And it said, words and words are words till we give them their meaning. And I'm sure the viewers, they have understood the meaning of positivity today, because I personally believe that it's a very different approach where you've taken us today. Uh, Personally, at my end, yes, there were times when I could go negative, but now I know how to bring it up because everything counts. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And thank you all the viewers who have been with us, who heard us. It was a long talk, but it was worth the time we spent today. So again, thank you again. And like I said, Dr. Hanadie, any resources, and if you can actually leave your contact details in the comments, there might be people who might want to get in touch with you, because it will be great, because I don't think I have put it in my when I was marketing your name there. And
Okay.
so it will be lovely if you can just do that as well. And your last thoughts, if you have to. I mean,
The last thought. Okay. You will reach your goal by taking baby steps each day. Just remember that positivity is just a word. The words are words. We are the one who give them their meaning, and you can always change this meaning into something you want.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes,
I will leave all the resources,
please.
some nutrition resources, some basics that people can follow, they can enjoy
And I
during the life.
and I know you are coming up with a couple of books as well.
Yeah.
I'm simply waiting for that. But in the meantime, inspiration is something people can actually look up to. They can see what you have, where you have come from, and where you have reached today.
Yes,
And
and the
it's
book will be
just
available. Yeah. The Women Who Inspire will be available in, you can buy it. I have some.
oh,
If
yeah. So
I have
just
some,
open in the
and
comments.
you can find it on the Amazon, Google Play.
Oh, you
So
can.
it's available in both physical and digital forms.
That's amazing.
Why I was part of it again, because part of the income for this book is for Jalila organization in Dubai, UAE, to support the children
Mhm,
in
mhm.
their illnesses and their health challenges.
That's amazing.
And the beauty of sharing my own experience and learn from the others, that we all have down days, but the up days will be always coming. We just
Yes.
have to look at them in a way or another. One
That's
day you can rise. Just
Oh,
look for
yes,
the
we
chances.
all will rise for sure. Thank you so much for your time and for coming in today. I mean, you were so generous with your time, even when we were meeting up for this interview, and even now, you've been just giving away all your experiences. It's amazing. Thank you so much, and for the audience, again, thank you very much. Wait for my another live, which will be coming in a month's time. And I will be right here on my business page, Forever Business Owner. And see you guys again next Wednesday, where I do my lives for the products. And for now, ciao. Thank you very much for staying with us. Bye, Dr. Hanadie. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.